Hello there, ROS developers, and welcome to a new open class. We are today in open class number 159, and today we are going to be talking about the traffic editor tool, which is a very interesting tool used for building maps that can be used for robot fleet management, RMF. So we are going to have a very brief look at it because it's a huge tool. But obviously, because we don't have so much time, we are going to be creating a quite simple map. And then also, at the end, we are going to convert this map that we are going to generate using the traffic editor tool into a simulation. All right, so we are going to spawn it into Gazebo, which is going to be very interesting. So stay until the end. And so welcome everybody. Let me know, as always, before we start, if everything is good, if the image is good, sound is good, everything. And so let's not lose any more time and let's get started. So let me right now switch to my computer screen already. There we go. So as always, we are going to be working on the construct application. Then, so let's all of you log in into your accounts, and let me go myself here to the open class page so that I can get the chat and see what anything that you guys say. So I don't see any message so far, so I suppose that everything is okay. No issue so far. Then in order to start, or before starting, as always, the first thing that you need to do is to get the class rosject. Okay, how can you do this? Very easy. You just have to click in this button that you have here right above the chat, which says fork and open the class rosject. So I'm going to do this myself. Let me click here. And by clicking on this button, this is going to automatically create a copy of this rosject into your workspace first. And as you can see also, it's going to automatically bring you to the rosject page, which is this one. Okay, then it might take some seconds, even some minutes to fully load. But meanwhile it loads here. Meanwhile it finishes loading. Here at the right side, you can see the streaming area with the live stream up here. Also the chat. So in case that you have any problem, any question, any doubts, anything, you can write it here in the chat, and I'm going to be able to see the message. Okay. Then, so as you can see, after some seconds, the full environment should load, and you are going to get here the notebook opened. Okay, so make sure that you can properly open the rosject, that everything loads properly, and that you have the notebook here for the open class number 159. Okay, I can see either Florencio. Hello, Florencio. Have you copied and opened the rosject? So I'm going to stop here some seconds just to make sure that everybody is able to get his rosject and load it properly. Florencio says that yes, he has already loaded the rosject. Okay, then meanwhile, just to give some more seconds. So, today we are going to be talking about the traffic editor. It's going to be a sneak peek, let's say, to this. But this is going to be part, okay, I can see more comments here from Mike, also Joel, perfect, okay? So I will go back to it at the end of the class, but just so that you know, this class, or what we are going to be doing now, is part of a much bigger course, which is the course that we do about robot fleet management. Okay, so here at the end of the notebook, at the bottom, you have the link. Yeah, this course is currently only available. Let me click here in the link. Is currently only available through a workshop. Okay, so we are not providing this course through the academy. It's exclusive to the workshop. Okay, so if you would like to learn about managing fleets of robots with ROS2, make sure to give it a click and have a look to the workshop. And if you are interested, you can, of course, enroll. It's going to happen in a couple of weeks. Okay, end of this end of this month, end of November. Okay, and of course in this workshop we are going to treat the traffic editor, but many more things. Okay, then so let's get started. Then let me go back to the top of the notebook. Then, as you can see, today we are not going to start by launching a simulation like we usually do. The simulation, in this case, we are going to generate it and launch it at the end, okay? Because first of all, we are going to be building a map, okay? Then we are going to use this traffic editor tool in order to build a map. So this traffic editor tool is a very interesting tool. So let me open here the repo so that you can have a look. So this is a tool which is used in RMF, in robot fleet management, to create maps. But you can create maps as complex as you want. So you can have a look at this map, for instance, which looks like a hospital. Okay, so today we are going to be creating a simple map because we don't have time to create something like this, of course. But as you can see, you can create maps which are really complex, even with different multiple levels, etc. Okay. And this map, it doesn't only contain the map itself, here with the organization of the rooms, the walls, even the furniture, etc. But it also contains information which RMF is going to use to navigate the robots. Yeah. So we are going to be doing this, but you will see how we are going to generate which are the traffic lines on the map through which the robots can navigate, and so on. Okay. Then let's get started, actually, because the best way to have a look at this is by practice rather than talking. So we are going to start here by creating a ROS2 package, all right? Then let's open a new terminal. Remember, in order to open a new terminal, a new shell, you have to click on this first icon, okay? In the bottom bar, the first icon that you have here. If you click it, this is going to open a blank shell. Okay, now here we are going to run the following command. So first of all, we are going to go inside the SRC folder of the ROS2 workspace. Next command is to create a new package. We are going to create ROS2 package create. We are going to create a package, a CMake package named RMF Gazebo. Okay, with one dependency in this case, which is Gazebo ROS. So there we go. Package created. Then let me go back to the root of the workspace in order to compile. Okay, so we are going to compile here with colcom build our RMF Gazebo package, and after compiling, we are going to source the workspace. Okay, then let me also open right now the code editor. So here, besides the shell icon, which is the first one, in the second icon is going to open the code editor, which is, it has opened it here for me, as you can see. And this is going to allow you to visualize and navigate through the files, folders, etc. of this rosject using a graphical interface, yeah, which is always much more convenient. Then here, in this case, inside the ROS2 workspace, which is the one that we are working, you will see inside the SRC folder that you have this RMF Gazebo package that we have just created, yeah? Let me source here. This is the package that we have just created, RMF Gazebo. Then besides this one, you have also some other folders, as you can see here, some additional packages. Also this RMF folder with some additional packages, yeah, and images, which contains a couple of map images, yeah. But don't worry about this, okay? So for this class, we are going to only focus on the RMF Gazebo package, which is the one that we have just created, okay? The rest contain things that we are going to be using, of course, for the traffic editor and so on. All right? So first step, create the RMF Gazebo package. All right? Make sure that you have created the package, and then we can keep moving. So next thing that we are going to do is to create a new folder into our package, yeah? So let's go inside the RMF Gazebo package, and inside here, we are going to create a new folder named RMF_config. Okay, as you can see, all the commands that I am executing are here in the notebook. Yeah, so you can just come to the notebook, select the command, copy it, and paste it directly into the shell. Okay, so we have just created the RMF_config folder, and then now what we are going to do is to put some map images. Yeah, so into this folder. So we have just created this RMF config folder. You can see it here also through the code editor, but here, RMF Gazebo, RMF config, yeah? But right now, as you can see, this is empty, okay? So what we are going to do here, in this cp command, is to copy the maps, the images of the maps that we have inside the images directory, which is this one here. Yeah, we are going to copy these two images and paste them inside the RMF config folder, okay? So let's do this, and now as you can see we have these maps. Actually the only one that we are going to use is the Turtle 3, okay? So you can only copy this one if you want, okay? So so yeah, initial setup is finished, yeah? Initial setup, you should create this RMF_Gazebo package, and inside this package you have to create the RMF_config folder, okay? And finally inside this folder you have to inside this folder you have to copy and paste the two PNG images, okay? Then so this file, the turtle3_map.png, which is this one, contains a regular navigation map, yeah? Sorry. So this is a regular map created with navigation, with the mapping tools, yeah? And we are going to use this, this map as a blueprint, let's say, okay, for creating our RMF map, our map with the traffic editor on top of this one, so that we can use the references of this map, okay? Give me 1 second, because I'm going to die otherwise. Let me grab some water. Give me just 1 minute. All right, done. I'm back. I forgot my water outside. All right. So let me know. Initial setup is done. Have you created the RMF Gazebo package with the RMF config folder inside it? And you have also the map here. Yes, no? Any issue so far? Let me know here in the chat so that I can know how you are doing so far. All done so far, says Volker, also Florencio. Perfect. Okay. Okay, then let's start by launching right now the traffic editor, okay? So, first of all, we are going to source our ROS2 workspace. Okay, so let's source the ROS2 workspace and then launch the traffic editor with the command traffic-editor, okay? So let's execute this. And after some seconds, this is going to launch the traffic editor. There it goes. And the traffic editor, you are going to be able to visualize it here on the graphical tools window. Okay? So in order to visualize it, you have to open here the graphical tools. Actually, after some seconds, as you can see, they are automatically opened. it is automatically opened. Yeah, after some seconds, when the traffic editor is launched, it's going to automatically pop up here. Okay, so let me double click here to make it bigger, and there we go. So here I am in the dashboard, main screen of the traffic editor tool. Okay, perfect. Then let's go for it. So, okay, then we are going to create a new map, which we are going to call my environment. Okay, all the steps that I'm going to be following are described here in the notebook. Okay. So don't worry if you get lost at some point. You can come here to the notebook and get back on trail. Okay. So let's go for it. Then I'm going to click here in building and select the first option, which is new. There we go. Okay. Now inside the RMF config, okay, I go inside the RMF config, and here I'm going to put as name my environment. Okay? Remember to put it inside the RMF config folder. Okay, let me repeat it. So I go to building, new. I go inside the RMF config folder, and here I'm going to set the name my underscore environment and click save. Okay? Now here, map name, I'm not going to change anything. And down here, it says, which would you like to use for this map? Here we are going to select the second one, generate image coordinates. Okay? So, not geographic coordinates, but reference image coordinates. So select the second one and OK. And now here in the right panel, you are going to see that you have this option to click on add. Okay, so we are going to click here in add. Let me make this a bit bigger now. Let me click here in add. Then as name here, we are going to put L1, okay, which stands for level 1, okay? So the environment that we are going to create, the map that we are going to create, it contains only one level. So Traffic Editor supports creating multi-level maps and so on, but we are not going to be doing it here. So in this case, we are only going to create one level. So we are going to name this as L1. And then down here in the drawing, you have the find option. So let's click here in find. And here we are going to select the turtle3 underscore map.png. Okay? This turtle3 underscore map.png. We are going to select this one and click open. And now we just click in OK. There we go. Okay? So you are going to have here the L1, and the turtle3 map is going to be loaded here. Yeah, you can zoom in like I am doing right now. Okay, so you should end up with something like this. Yeah? So far so good. Yeah? Good, says Joel. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Now, what we need to do is we have to provide to the traffic editor the scale of this map, yeah, so that he knows how to scale things up. Okay. Then, in order to do this, we are going to select this pink, let's say, line that you have here in the top menu, which says Add Measurement. Okay? Then we are going to select this Add Measurement button here, and then we are going to click here in one of the corners, in the left corner of the map. We click here and go all over to the right corner, okay? To create here an horizontal line in the middle of the map, okay? We click here, and this is going to generate this line here in the middle of the map, okay? Now, we are going to change to the select mode. Yeah, the select mode is the arrow that you have here, right below building. Yeah, this is the select mode. So we click here in the arrow to switch to the select mode, and we click on the line, this measurement line that we have just added. We click here, and the properties of this line are going to appear here in the right side, as you can see. Okay, and now the thing that we need to do here is to tell the distance of this line. Okay, so here in the distance property, which is the last one, we come here and we change it from 1 to 5.3. This is in meters. Okay. So now I am indicating that from this point of the map to this point, the distance is 5.3 meters. Okay. So this way I can scale this map. Yeah. Perfect. And once we have finished doing this, we come to building and we click on save. Okay. And now we are going to have to close the traffic editor tool. Okay, this is something that you need to do after scaling up the initial map. You have to restart the traffic editor. Okay, because otherwise you can get some errors later. So once you have added the measurement line, indicated the distance, and saved. Okay, important to save the map so that you don't have to do all this again. Yeah. After saving, you can click on exit. All right. And then we are going to launch it again. So you just come back to the shell where you had it running and launch it again. That's it. Okay. Let me maximize this. And we are going to be back in this screen. Yeah. So far, so good. Are you following? Okay, everybody following? Perfect, perfect. So you are great students. All right. Okay, so we have already done all these. Let's keep going down. We have already done all these. We have added the measurement line to indicate the scale of the map. We change it to 5.3. We save, close, and reopen traffic editor. Okay. So the next thing that we are going to do is to add the walls to our map. Okay, so we are going to indicate the walls. Then in order to add walls, it's the blue line icon that you have here. Okay, right at the side of the measurement line. This blue line, as you can see, it indicates add wall. Okay, so in order to add walls, it's super simple. Okay, so we are going to click on this icon here. And we are going to start from with one of the walls. Let's say the top one, okay? So this wall goes from here, you click the initial point, and you click the end point of the wall, yeah? From here to here. And then you keep going, yeah? Then we indicate the next one. So basically you are going to be clicking on all the vertices of this polygon, yeah? This map has this polygon shape. So by clicking on all the vertices, we are going to be indicating and generating all the walls. Yeah, let's go here. Now here, let's go down here. Now here, 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 also here, here, up here, and the last one to close it. There you go. Okay, and now once you have finished it, you can click on the escape key. Okay, like this. There you go. So now we have created the outside walls. Okay? Now we can keep going. For instance, these circles that we have here inside the map, these are columns. Okay, so we can create. I'm going to create one for reference. So let me create one column here. Yeah, I'm going to create it squared. So let me create 4 points here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And close. There we go. Okay, you can keep going and create more walls. Let me create a second one. Okay, and I'm going to leave it here. Let me create a second column here. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, yeah. So I have created here the external walls and a couple of columns here for reference. Okay, perfect. So now one thing that you can do is that you can change the textures of the walls. Yeah, to have different textures, different materials, etc. Yeah, and you can do this very easily. Again, you can switch to the selection mode and select one of the walls. For instance, let's select the wall that we have down here. Yeah. Now this is going to show the properties of this wall here. And you have one of the properties here is a texture name. Yeah. So here it's set to default, and you can change it. For instance, let me go down here. Here, right below in the notebook, you have a link with the textures available. You can click here, and this is going to show you. It's going to bring you to the official repository of the traffic editor, and you have here a list of all the textures available. Okay. So, for instance, we can select for this one the beige. Yeah. So for this wall, I'm going to change the texture to beige. Okay. And let me change it to a couple more. So, for instance, also I'm going to change the texture of this one to beige, and also this one to beige. And for instance, we can also change the, I don't know, let me change this top one. I'm going to change it to the other name, which is red tiles. Okay. So let me change the top one to red underscore tiles. Okay. You can test with other walls and test different textures if you want. Okay. Here I'm just changing a couple of things for reference and for demonstration. All right. Okay. Then we have created the walls for our environment. Perfect. Let's keep going. Yeah, we have already done this. Okay. Now there is an interesting thing, which is that for the wall height and thickness, yeah, these values are actually hard-coded in the code. In the code of the RMF building map tools from the traffic editor, okay? So these values, if you want to change the height or the thickness of the walls, you have to change here this Python script, wall.py, okay? I'm going to show it to you. I'm not going to change it in this case, but I'm going to show it to you. So here in the code editor, inside the RMF, let me make this a bit bigger. You don't need to do this, okay? I'm just going to show it to you so that you know, but I'm not going to do it. So we are not going to be changing this. Then here inside the RMF, inside the RMF traffic editor, and inside RMF building map tools, where it is, building map tools and building map. Here inside building map, you have this script wall.py, okay? Let me open it here just a moment. And then here you have the wall class defined, okay? Then here is where you can change the wall height and wall thickness, okay? So if you want to change these values of the walls, you have to change them here in the code and recompile, okay? Just so that you know. We are not going to do it here. We are going to leave it like this. All right. What else? Okay, so next thing that we are going to do is to add a floor. Yeah, so of course our environment needs a floor. Then the process to add a floor is super simple. Okay, it's this icon that you have here, which is at the side of the Add Model button. It says Add Floor Polygon. Okay, then you can click here, and again, the process to add the floor is to click on all the different vertices. Yeah, so I'm going to click again on all the vertices that I have used for my walls. So let's just start from this one. This is the second one, third one, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I am clicking on all of them. Yeah. So in each one of them, I am clicking in order to generate the polygon where I am going to be adding the floor. There we go. Here, here, and here. Okay. And once you finish here, you have to right click. Okay. So now I am done. I don't want to add any other. So I'm going to right click here. Okay. There you go. I have right clicked. So now, to make sure that I have added the floor properly, I can come here to select and click here in the floor. And as you can see, it's going to show like this in red. Yeah, if you see something like this, it means that you have added the floor properly. Yeah. Also, here you are going to have the properties of the floor available. And in this case, we are going to also change the texture. Yeah. So let me see the exact name of the texture, which we are going to set this texture. Okay. Rubber pieces. So let's change here the texture to rubber pieces, and also here rubber pieces. Enter. Okay. Yeah. So at this point we should have something like this. Yeah. You should see the floor here in red, the walls which are appearing here in the outside also in blue, and the measurement line here in the middle. Yeah. Do you have something similar to this at this point? Yes, no? Yes, yes. Okay, perfect. Then let's keep going. We are almost there, okay? Almost finished. Okay. Now, the last point is super, super important. So now we are going to add the lanes and the nodes, okay? This is going to indicate which are the lanes that the robots can use to navigate, okay? Then let's add one. Let's start by generating the first lane. So for adding a lane, you have the button directly here, yeah? Which says Add Lane, okay? Then we are going to start, for instance, from this point, okay? Let me start from this point here and go up like this. Then I'm going to click here and keep moving. Okay, let's move now to the right side. I'm going to generate now the traffic lane for the outside of the columns. So let me move here. Now move down here. Now go back here and go up here. Okay, and once I am finished, I'm going to right click. There you go. Okay, so I have generated now a lane which is it contains different nodes, consecutive nodes. Yeah, it starts here. This is the first node, second node, third node, fourth node, fifth node, and sixth node. Okay. So what does this mean? These lanes that I have added right now means that, for instance, if I have one robot here and I want to navigate to this section, the robot is going to follow this lane in order to go here, okay? It's not going to go directly here, crossing the middle of the map. No, it's going to follow these lanes in order to reach the different points. Okay? And the robot can only navigate through consecutive nodes. Yeah? In this case, all these nodes are connected between them. Right? So if, for instance, I add another node here, let me add another one, another lane. Let me click again in add lane. And I'm going to add another lane which goes, for instance, from here to here, okay? And you can add as many lanes as you want, yeah? But for instance, let's say, if I have my robot here, and I want to send it here, to this other node, the robot is going to have to follow all the lane back and go here. It's not going to be able to go directly from this one to this one. Why? Because these two are not connected between them. Yeah? If I want to connect them, I have to directly specify the connection between them with a line. Okay? Yeah? Also, it's important that when you add the lanes, they appear in green color, okay? If you see them like this, in red, it means that there is something wrong in your setup, okay? So you have to see them in green, like I have here, okay? And now, you can configure each of the nodes. So let's go back to the selection mode here. Then let me select this node here. So if you click in the circle, this is going to select this current node. Yeah? And you are going to have here the properties of this node available. So for instance, we are going to name this first node as, as charging station. Okay? You're going to see that the name appears there in the background for this node. This node is named charging station, okay? And you can add properties to this node. So, in order to add a property to this node, you have to click down here in the add property button, yeah? Then here you can select from many different properties. For instance, we can say that this node is a parking spot, so the robots can come here and parking, for instance. So if I want to indicate that this node is a parking spot, you select here the parking spot, click on OK, and then this is going to add the is parking spot property here, and you have to set this to true, okay? And once you set to true, you are going to see that an icon appears here indicating that this node is a parking spot. And you can add more properties. For instance, I can say that this node also is going to be a charging point. So it's charger. Yeah? So if the robots want to charge their batteries, they can come to this node. Yeah? So let me add the is charger property and set it to true. And as you can see, the icon is added here. Yeah? And you can do this with as many nodes as you want. So let's say I want to make, okay, let me come back to this node. This node is going to be, I don't know, spot, oops, let me select it, there we go, spot 1, yeah? And I'm going to add a property to this other node, which is going to be, I don't know, is a dog name, for instance. Okay, let's set this to, no, this one, yeah, this one is different, so it doesn't need, okay. So, of course, not every node needs to have properties, okay? So you can create a node which doesn't have any property, random point, okay? So this is just a random point. It's not going to have any property. This one, okay? As you can see here in the notebook, there is a much more complex structure. If you have a look here, we have all the different points, and so on. Here, we don't need to do this properly, because in this case, we are not going to be using RMF directly, okay? So we are just showing an example of how you would create a map, okay? But we are not going to actually be using this for RMF, because we don't have time. So it's not necessary that we fill all the nodes and everything, okay? So this is just so that you get an idea of how you would configure and create your map, okay? So do you set a width for the lane, or is it simple a semantic connection for the nodes of a graph? Asked Franco Cipollone. Very good question. So actually you can select here the lane, and I think you can change it, but I don't remember exactly where it was. But yeah, you can tune also the width of the of the lanes, Marco. Yeah, I don't see it right now here. Yeah, I don't remember now exactly if it. Maybe you had to do it. You had to do it from the code. Okay, but yeah, it's possible, Franco. Very good question, by the way. All right, so yeah, then yeah, I think that we are done for now. So for the map creation, I think that we are done. We can leave it here. Okay, yeah, then let's save. Yeah, once we are done, let's save and exit. Okay, so now we have created our map, which we could use for RMF. But in this case, we are not going to do so, because we don't have time, and that needs much more time to be explained and to be set up and everything. But what we are going to do is to use this map that we have just generated using the traffic editor to create a Gazebo world. Because this is also super interesting. Then, how can we do this? Okay, let's have a look. So, first of all, we are going to add some modifications to the CMake lists of our RMF Gazebo package. Okay, so let me go back here. RMF Gazebo CMake lists. Okay, so right now we have it like this, very simple. So let's remove the contents of the CMake lists txt file of the RMF underscore Gazebo package, and then we are going to copy the contents here from the notebook and paste them here. All right? Now here, this is basically adding all this section that you can see here below the amend package. Yeah. So yeah, here what you are doing is that you are going to be generating from any map that you have inside the RMF config. So let me minimize this. Yeah, inside the RMF config for any file with this extension. Yeah, the maps that are created for using the traffic editor have this extension always. Yeah, .building.yalm. So for any map that you have inside here, in this case we only have this one, my environment.building.yalm. But for any map that you would have here, it's going to do all these that you have here inside the for each. Yeah, in this case we only have one, so it's going to do it for one. Then this is going to generate models for generating the Gazebo world. It's going to generate also it's going to generate the node graph Yeah, with the information of the connections between all the nodes and so on. Yeah. So basically, it's going to do all this, and we are going to see it in a moment here. Yeah, when we compile exactly what it's going to be generating. Okay. But yeah, I'm not going to go into detail of every line because that would be too much, but summarizing, basically it's going to generate all the models and everything you need for the Gazebo world, and also it's going to generate all the node graph, which contains the information of all the nodes of the map, the connections between the nodes, and so on. Okay? Then now we are going to compile in order to generate all this, but before this, we need to generate some models. Okay, you have all of them here, so let's do it in a moment. It's going to be super quick. We need to do this before compiling because this is needed in the compilation process. In order to generate all this, you need to have these modules installed. Okay, and by default they are not installed in this project. So let's install them very quickly here using pip. So let's copy and paste the first one, which is Fiona. Okay, second one, PyProsh. You will see that it goes super fast. Okay. Third one is R3. And the final one, Shapely. There we go. Okay, so 4 modules installed. So now we are going to proceed to compile. Okay, then let's first of all remove the previous compiled files that we have for RMF Gazebo to make sure that everything is generated from zero. Okay, so we are going to remove here the RMF Gazebo folders from both build and install with this command RMF. Okay, now let's also set these 2 global variables to avoid some annoying warnings with unset element prefix path and cmake prefix path. Then we are going to source our workspace to make sure that the system is able to find all the necessary packages. And then we are going to recompile here. Actually, I think that this step we can skip it, but well, let's recompile it just in case. This step to recompile this is in case that you have made modifications to the wall. Remember that I told you that you have to do modifications to the wall Python script directly to change that. So in case you modify that, you have to recompile. In our case, we are not going to change it, so it's not necessary, but let's recompile also. So it's not going to do any harm. There we go. Let's source. And now we are going to compile the RMF Gazebo, recompile the RMF Gazebo. There we go. And in this step is where we are going to generate all the map files, map-related files. This might take a little bit, not too long though, but it could take maybe even a minute or so. Let's see. Boker, Mike, CMake error at CMake list txt3, parse error. Expected a command name got unquoted argument with text. Okay, so you are getting this error when compiling RMF Gazebo? Yes. Okay, so you are not getting this, right? Because in my case it has compiled properly. It's giving one stdr, but so this is correct. This output is correct, okay? But here I don't see that error, so this is different. Yeah. So if you have the same output like me, it's okay. Okay, it has compiled properly. Now, if you have this strange error, this is probably, my guess is that you did something wrong when copy and pasting this. Okay, so make sure to remove everything from the CMake list, remove everything and copy paste again. Okay, so make sure that you select everything here from first line to the end. Okay, make sure that you select everything. You come to the CMake and you remove everything also. See, let me remove everything. Leave it empty and then paste. Okay? I'm going to recompile here. So like this, it has to work because you can see that it's working for me. Okay? As you can see. So if you have the same CMake, it has to work for you. Because this is a parsing error. Got unquoted argument with text. This looks like something related to the. Lucy says it works for me. Mike Bird, still not working, same error. Okay, then my guess is that maybe you did something while creating the map, and that's why you are getting this error. That could be a reason. Because it says something in line 3. See, this indicates that it's something in line 3. So in line 3 it's empty. See, line 3 of the CMake. So you have this line, project RMF Gazebo, line 3 is empty. Another option is that for some keyboards, the copy and paste doesn't work very well. Okay. Also, try to avoid using the copy and paste with this button. Okay, because sometimes it introduces strange characters. Yeah. So instead of copying directly with this button, try to select directly here from the cell like this. Select directly from here and copying. Okay. Only Mike's, it's not working. For the rest, is it working? Felipe says, I copied and pasted the file again and it worked. The first time I clicked the copy button and the second time I selected, okay, yeah, this is what I was saying. Sometimes if you copy directly with this, sorry, this is something that we have to check, yeah, because sometimes if you copy the code like this, it adds some strange characters there. Okay, Mike says copy button was the issue. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so for everyone, select it directly and copy it like this. Copy and paste like this, okay? And then it's going to work. Okay, then here you are going to see some logs indicating things, but basically, summarizing, yeah, what has happened during this compilation process is, first of all, it has generated this world file. Yeah, you're going to find it here inside build, RMF Gazebo, maps my environment. Let's actually go here, build, RMF Gazebo, maps, and my environment. And here you can see that this world file has been generated. See? If you have a look, this is a world file, a Gazebo world file, which is adding this model, my environment L1. Yeah? This model contains the map that we have generated. Yeah, and this model is defined, of course, here. Yeah, inside the models folder, you have this my environment L1. Okay, with all the meshes, the model SDF file, etc. Okay, so on compilation process, this world file has been generated. The models of my world have been generated, and also, as we said before, the graphs, the nav graphs that you have them also here. Yeah, they are indicated here inside this file, this 0.yalm. Okay, with all the different nodes, the properties of the node, as you can see, its parking, its charger, etc. Okay. All right. So now we have already generated a world from the map that we have created using the traffic editor. So what we are going to do now is to create a launch file in order to spawn this world into Gazebo. Yeah, to start this world with Gazebo. So let's go with these commands here. Let's go to our RMF Gazebo. Let me source here after compiling, always important. Then let me go to RMF Gazebo and create a launch folder. Yeah, mkdir launch. Now inside the launch folder, I'm going to create a launch file, and I'm going to give it execution permissions. Yeah, in this case, as you can see, it's a launch file in XML format. Okay, and then down here you have the contents for this launch file. Okay, so again, let's copy it like this, selecting everything. Here, select everything, copy, and then we go to the code editor, and we open the launch file. Here it is, start my world.launch.xml, and we paste the contents into the launch file. Okay. Then there is really nothing special here. So basically we are setting some variables like the package that contains the map, the name of the map, which is my environment. You are also setting here Gazebo version and some variables in order to set the typical Gazebo environment variables, which are Gazebo model path, resource path, plugin path, model database URI, and mensch resource path. Yeah. Then here you are just setting these paths in order to launch GC server. As you can see here you are launching the Gazebo server, and down here you are launching the Gazebo client. Okay? Yeah? So you launch the Gazebo server, providing the world that we have just generated from the map. Okay? And then the client in order to visualize it. Okay? Now there is one last modification that we need to do, is to the CMake lists. At the end here you have this install function where you are installing the RMF config folder. So here we are going to add also the launch folder. Yeah? So we are going to also install the launch folder. Okay? Then, okay, and that's it basically. So now, once we have created the launch file, we can go back to the workspace and recompile. So let's compile again our RMF Gazebo package. Let's recompile, source, and then we can already try to launch our world with the launch file that we have just generated. So here we have the command, ROS2 launch RMF Gazebo start my world.launch.xml. So let me run it, and let's see what we get. Okay, so here you have an example image. This one is more complex because it has all the columns and everything. So our version should be something similar to this, but slightly different. Okay. Then the first time that you launch Gazebo, it might take some time. Okay, so let's wait here some seconds until everything gets loaded. Let's see. Don't worry if you see some error messages there, don't worry. Okay, okay, so here I have my Gazebo window automatically opened, and let's see if it loads the world. And there we go. Perfect. Okay. So here I have my world, yeah? So do you remember the world that I created where I changed the textures of these walls? Also, I changed the texture of this wall here. Yeah. Then I created the 2 columns. I also have the floor with its own texture. Yeah. So I have generated this gazebo world from the map that we have just created using the traffic editor. Okay? Very, very nice. And bear in mind that this is a very simple example, okay? But as I was saying at the beginning, with RMF, you can do many things, okay? So you can create super complex maps. You can add furniture. You can add multiple floors. So you can do many things, okay? Which is going to, of course, generate a super complex gazebo wall from that. Yeah, so this has many possibilities, okay? So what do you say? Have you been able to launch your world with the map that you have created? Yes, no? Joel says, my model launched in Gazebo. You covered it a lot in an hour. Yeah. So we covered quite a lot, but everybody has been following so far. And everybody has been able to do it properly, so I'm very happy. I was afraid that maybe I was going too fast and some of you were going to get lost, but everybody has been able to success. Okay, so now it's up to you. Yeah, this is the end. This is the end of the open class. Let me just remind you that all of this and much more. Okay, this has been. I have been going all very fast, as you can see, and I have left many things without explaining because there is not enough time. But if you want to learn many more of creating these maps with Traffic Editor, generating the worlds, and then using them for robot fleet management, which it's the most important part that we have not been able to cover here. All this is going to be covered in the workshop. Okay, so in the workshop, everything from start to finish is going to be covered. So yeah, if you would like to keep learning on this, give it a look. Give it a look, and if you are interested, you are still on time to enroll to this workshop. Okay. Oops, where are you? Felipe, that is normal. These errors are normal. This insert model widget, see, I also get them, so don't worry. These errors are not important. You are going to, it's going to load still, okay? All right, so guys, thanks a lot. I hope that you have enjoyed this class. I hope that you have learned something, and please, from this point, you can keep playing with the rosject. You can create other maps, a completely different map. You can try changing some things in this one, create a completely different one. Try to investigate a little bit in order to add furniture, etc., etc. Okay, so that's up on you. And yeah, so let me leave it here. Thanks a lot for being here with me during this class, and I will see you again next week. By the way, let me tell you that next week we are going to do something special. Okay, it's not going to be a regular open class. We are going to be doing something related with a real robot, super interesting, but you will have to stay tuned to know more about it, okay? What I can tell you is that it's not going to be a regular open class. It's going to be something special, okay? So stay tuned. I will see you again next week, and until then, as always, take care and keep pushing your ROS learning. Bye-bye.